I'm going to be a little bit controversial in this video, as you all probably know already. There's nothing that I love more than throwing on a backpack, heading up to the hills and pitching my tent. When it comes to the outdoors, I love the scenery, the challenge, and I also love the people. There's a great community of people with the same passion as me to get out there. But what I've noticed creeping in recently is a little bit of negativity and snobbery. Thought I'd share with you a few of my thoughts and experiences of it, and then have a little bit of feedback from you in the comments to see if you've experienced similar. Big shout out to the internet. It's a great place to find inspiration for places to get outdoors, places to go camping, and other experiences that you've never tried before. Every day there's more and more people like you and me sharing their photos, their videos of beautiful places that the world's got to offer. And the majority of people love seeing all those photos, and it gives them inspiration to get out on an adventure of their own. But not everybody thinks that way, and that's what brings me to my first gripe. I've seen it on other people's posts, and I've been accused of it myself of ruining places for sharing that they even exist. It's almost like these places are for the select few and not meant for everybody. But I believe that the outdoors is for everybody as long as they treat it with respect. And that is whether you're on top of a mountain or just having a picnic in your local park. Yeah, so all those people that just think that their special spot is just for them, I don't agree with that. So, heading back to the internet, behind every laptop screen there's somebody there with an opinion, and some of them are more than happy to share that with you and telling you that you've got the wrong gear or you've pitched your tent wrong. It doesn't help at all when you put yourself out there on YouTube, and you're definitely a target of those opinions and a fair few trolls along the way. So in one of my videos somebody put classic Brit, always putting stuff in little bags and taking way too much stuff for an overnight trip. Pardon me? Whose pack is it anyway? I'm not asking anybody else to carry it. I'll pack what I want to pack. At the end of the day, it's your camping trip. Don't let anybody tell you what you should or what you shouldn't take. On another video, I spent £130 on a rucksack, and a guy commented and said I was mental. I shouldn't be spending that kind of money. He bought something for £20 and travelled the world with it. That's absolutely fine. If he's got something that's 20 quid, that's great value, fair play to him. I'm not going to judge him for that. But I work hard, I've got 2 jobs, and I spend my money on what I want. And if I want to spend 130 quid on a rucksack, that's what I'm going to do. It's okay to listen to advice and do a little bit of research of your own, but then spend the money on what you want to buy and what's best for you, and not what other people say you should buy. So YouTube is my go-to place for finding out information and learning new things, but there are other places you can look at, such as Facebook. There is loads of groups and forums out there with lots of people with plenty of great advice and help. But it's not all good in these groups. If you don't tick all of the right boxes, or you don't always agree with what the moderators have to say, you can easily find yourself banned or kicked out of the group. I've got a Facebook group on my own, so I know how difficult it is to moderate these things, but I think everyone should have the right to express their opinion and say what they think, even if you don't agree with it. Obviously, if they take freedom of speech a little bit too far and they're not being friendly or nice, then sometimes you have to step in. But one of my pet hates on Facebook groups is when people are just starting out on their camping journey and they ask a question. Something simple like, I want to start wild camping, what tent should I buy? So that should be a bread and butter question for helping somebody out, really. But they're not always met with a positive response. They might sarcastically say, have you never heard of a search function? Or you've not said what budget, how many people is it for, what time of year you're going to be camping. Rather than breaking into conversation with somebody and helping them out in a positive way. To me, it seems like they're looking down at people because they haven't got the same level of experience as them when it comes to choosing gear or camping. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot more than nice people out there that are willing to help you, as opposed to those ones that are a little bit abrupt and negative. So go check out Facebook groups if you want a little bit of help starting out on your journey. Another thing that's not ideal is that we all become experts all of a sudden. That includes me as well. It's not like we are Chris Bonington or Reinhold Messner. We're just usually everyday guys that go out camping on the hills every now and again. And some of the advice that you can get can be opposite ends of the spectrum. Someone might say you need to buy a Hilleberg tent because it's bomb-proof. And the next guy might say you need to buy a Vango Banshee because it's bomb-proof. Well, which is it? The truth is neither are. None of them are bomb-proof. One's made with better materials and there's constructed in a better way than the other, but you pay a massive premium when it comes to the price. At the end of the day, you can use either of those tents and have a really good camping experience if it's pitched in the right conditions. And then we also have a bit of snobbery when it comes to brands. I get Benny on quite a bit when it comes to this subject. There is two sides to the coin with this though. There's those who are the fanboys of a brand, so Rab this, Jetboil that. They're constantly saying you need to buy this, you need to buy that. And I guess we all have our loyalties when it comes to brands. Even when it comes down to drink a cola, I always have Pepsi Max because it's my preference. But when it comes to brands, there are a lot of people that'll turn their nose up to a jacket that you get from Decathlon for 40 quid. I've seen comments directed to people who are brand new to the outdoors, hiking and camping, where they'll say something like, you need to buy an Arc'teryx jacket. They are by far the best. That's what you need to spend your money on. And I can't argue with the fact that it's a great brand and make great products, and they lead the way with certain technologies when it comes to outdoor wear. But it isn't really a sensible suggestion, in my opinion, to somebody that doesn't even know if they really like hiking and camping yet. And then you flip the coin to the other side and you get the brand bashers. They can't help themselves and have to tell you that your £600 tent is only as good as their £20 tent that they got from Tesco's. And as I said earlier, both of those tents are perfectly capable of giving you a really good camping experience in the right situations. But to say that both products are just as good and equal is not quite an accurate statement. I've had to curb my tongue a little bit this week after my recent Jetboil video. The amount of people that said that it's crap, that it doesn't perform like it says it does, or that it's an overpriced piece of junk. It's been unreal. But I'd love to know how they came to that conclusion when it's a product that's not even been released yet. If they've actually tried the product out themselves and it doesn't live up to the hype, then I'm more than happy to listen to their opinion on that. Some of the gear companies also make it a little difficult for people just starting out when it comes to camping. They very often label products as entry level, which I don't think always gives the consumer the best product for them to buy. It gives the impression that that's what you need to buy when you're just starting out, and that isn't always the case. Decathlon is a fine example of this. I praise them because they sell some really good products at really good prices. But they tend to label those products as beginner, intermediate and advanced. And just because somebody's a beginner when it comes to camping and getting outdoors doesn't mean that you should buy the cheapest products available. There may be better quality and better value products that are in the intermediate or the advanced section, and it just makes it a little bit more complicated when they come to buy things. It works the other way around too. There'll be people that are quite advanced when it comes to getting outdoors that'll cope perfectly fine in something that is labelled a beginner product. If you just want a polyester t-shirt or a pair of socks, you don't always have to spend big bucks to get something that's decent. For me, I think what's important is that the individual gets what suits their needs most and falls within their budget. Anyway, enough of me ranting. What I really want to do is to encourage people to get out camping and enjoy the great outdoors. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter at all what gear you use, as long as you're happy with it and it works well for you. So to wrap things up, we can all do our bit to help encourage people get outdoors. And when we're able to pass on a little bit of advice or experience, we can do it in a positive and constructive way. So let me know in the comments below if you've experienced any negativity or snobbery in the outdoors community, and if there's anything we can do to make it a better place. But that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.